Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazar Aiman bin Nizar, and I'm from class DKA 4A, and my metric number card is 11 DKA 19F1017.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Wan Umin Aisha binti Mustafa. I'm from class DKA4A. My metric number is 11 DKA 19F1020.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ashika Farisha Bettina Sural. My metric card number is 11 DKA 19F1026. This video I will to present about penetration test on bitumen.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Ridwan bin Saiful Sabrin from DKA 4A. My matrix number is 11 DKA 19F1023.
Next, I will to explain about theory of California bearing ratio test on soil. Introduction. The California bearing ratio (CBR) test is a penetration test meant for the estimation of subgrade strength of road and pavement. The results found by this test are used with the empirical curve to find the thickness of pavement and its component layers. This is the most commonly used method for the design of flexible pavement. California Division of Highways developed CBR test as a method of classifying and evaluating soil subgrade and base cost material for the flexible pavement. An empirical test, the CBR test, has been used to find the material properties for pavement design. It is a penetration test in which a standard piston with a diameter of 3 in or 76 mm is used to penetrate the soil at a standard rate of 1.25 mm per minute. The pressure up to the penetration of 12.5 mm and its ratio to the bearing value of standard crush rock is defined as CBR. In most of the case, CBR value decrease as the penetration value increase. The ratio is usually determined for the penetration of 2.5 mm and 5.0 mm. In some cases, the ratio at 5 mm may be greater than at 2.5 mm. If this occurs, the ratio at 5 mm must be used. The CBR is measure of resistance of a material to penetration of a standard plugger under controlled density and moisture condition. The test producer should be strictly adhered if a high degree of reproducibility. The CBR test is conducted on the remolded of undisturbed specimen in the laboratory. The test is simple and has been widely investigated for field correlation of flexible pavement thickness condition. CBR apparatus consists a mold of 150 mm diameter with a base plate and a collar, a loading frame, and deal cost of measuring the penetration value and the expansion of soaking. The specimen in the mold is soaked in water for 4 days and the swelling and water absorption value are known. The surcharge weight is placed on the top of the specimen in the mold and the assembly is placed under the pluggers on the loading frame. Load is applied on the sample by a standard pluggers with diameter of 50 mm at the rate of 1.25 mm per minute. A load penetration curve is drawn. The load value on the standard crusher stone are 1,370 kg and 2,055 kg, 2,630 kg and 3,180 kg and 3,600 kg at 2.5 mm, 5.0 mm, 7.5 mm, and 10.0 mm and 12.5 mm penetration respectively. CBR value is defined as the percentage of the actual load causing the penetration of 2.5 mm or 5.0 mm to be standard load mentioned above. The test is carried out on the undisturbed specimen and on the removed specimen, which may be compacted either statically or dynamically. For light compaction, compact the soil in 3 equal layers, each layer being given 55 blows with a 2.6 kg hammers. For heavy compaction, compact the soil in 5 layers, 56 blows to each layer with 4.89 kg hammers. Generally, the CBR value of 2.5 mm will be greater than 5 mm, and in such a case, former should be taken as CBR design purpose. If CBR for 5 mm exceeds that for 2.5 mm, the test should be repeated, and the CBR can therefore the mathematically expressed below. Okay, this is diagram of CBR experiment setup. The formula for CBR is P over PS times 100. P that means is measure pressure for site soil. PS pressure of achieve equal penetration on standard soil. The California Berry Ratio CBR test is a strength test. The compare the bearing capacity of the material with the well-graded crushed stone. The harder the surface, the highest the CBR value. Typically, a value of 2% equates to clay, while some sand may have a CBR value of 10%. High quality subbase will have a value of between 80 to 100% maximum. As per IRC 37 to 2001, if the maximum variation in CBR value among the 3 specimen tests in the laboratory exists, the permissible variation in CBR value for different range as given in the table below. The CBR test should be repeated on additional 3 specimen, and the average value of 6 specimen is to be accepted as CBR value. The CBR value less than 5, the maximal permission variation in CBR value between 3 individual test value is 1, 5 to 10 2, 11 to 33, and 31 or above 5.
Pre-test California Bearing Ratio Test on Soil. Number 1. California Bearing Ratio CBR test is a penetration test meant for evaluation of. The answer is B. Subgrade strength of roots and pavement. Number 2. Harder the surface. The answer is A. Harder the surface, higher the CBR value. Next, results from CBR tests are used with the empirical curve to determine. The answer is B. Roughness of pavement and its component layer. Next question. This CBR test can be conducted for. The answer is B. Both A and B. The answer A is subgrade soil. The answer B is granular subbase material. And last question, California bearing ratio CBR is measure, the answer is C, measure to indicate the relative strength of paving materials.
Step 1. Take 5 kg soil sample passing through 20 mm IS pen 20 mm IS sieve. Soil. Next, take IS sieve and click on the set of the sieve to place in the mechanical shaker. Click on button to start the shaker. After that, take the sample soil and take the pen and soil sample and weigh the soil sample written on 20 mm sleeve using a weighing machine. The question is optimum moisture content is, the answer is 25 to 30%. Next, add the measured quantity of water taken to the soil sample. And then mix the sample uniformly. Place the spacer disc over the base plate on coarse filler paper to place it on spacer disc. Apply lubricating oil to the inner side of the mold, prevent thickness of the solid in the mold.
For step 3, we fill 1/5 of the mold with the soil sample. Each layer is compacted by giving 56 evenly distributed below using a hammer of weight 4.89 kg. After we put the soil mold, and then we repeat it after third layer. Color is also attached to the mold and process is continued. Then we repeat for the fourth layer. And the last layer, the color is removed and excess soil is start off. We remove the color. Then why structure is done between each of layer? The answer is discard. Bonding between layers. And for step 4, we remove base plate and invert the mold, then it clamp to base plate. Place the surcharge weight above the mold. Like this. New filter paper is placed below inverted mold and surcharge weight of 2.5 kg is placed on the top surface of soil. We change the new filter, then we put it. In which this is placed on the top of the mold. The answer is surcharge weight.
Step 5. Specimen is placed in a position on the test machine along with the half weight and plugger. Load F penetration is 0.5, 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 7.5, 10.0 and 12.5 mm are known. The penetration pluggers of diameter 50 mm is brought in contact with the soil and a load of 4 kg seating load is applied so that contact between soil and plugger is established. The reading are adjusted to 0. Load is applied such that penetration rate is 1.25 mm per minute. Okay, step 6, observation and calculation. Formula for load proving bracket proving ring reading power 5 over 225 power 1000 over 9.81, and formula for axial load over area of plugger. Penetration 0, proving ring reading is 0 and load in 0, axial load is 0. Okay, next 0.5, 18, 40.78 and axial load 2.08. Penetration 1, 20, penetration 1, proving ring 27.1, load 61.39 and axial load is 3.13. For 1.5, 22.2, 72.94 and 3.72. 2, 35.6, 80.64, 4.11. 2.5, 39.1, 88.57 and 4.51. For 3, 43, 97.4 and 4.96. For 4, 47.3, 107.15, and 5.46. Penetration 5, 51.2, 115.98, and 5.91. Penetration 7.5, 57.4, 130.03, and absolute 6.62. Penetration 10, 63, and load is 142.71, and axial 7.27. Penetration 12.5, proving 69, and load 156.3, and exit 7.96. Okay, check the answer. The answer is correct.
Okay, for the step 7, plot graph of initial load versus penetration, and then we click the actual load versus penetration, and this is the graph. And for the first plot on 0 at the penetration, and the second plot at the penetration at 2.5, and on axial load at 4.5, and the third plot is on 5 penetration and axial load on 6. Okay, for the step 8, observation and result. Unit standard load for 2.5 mm equals 70 kilogram per meter square. Unit standard load for 5 meter equal 105 kilogram per meter. So refer graph. California bearing ratio CBR 2.5 mm. Load corresponding to 2.5 mm penetration PR. Standard load corresponding to 2.5 mm penetration PS equal to 100. So the answer is 5.03%. For the California bearing ratio CBR 5 mm, load corresponding to 5 mm penetration PR, divide standard load per corresponding to 5 mm penetration PS equal to 100. So the answer is 8.63%. And for IRC recommended value for fine grain soil is 20% to 80%. But wrong, the answer is 5% to 15%. Since the solid is within the specified range, it is suitable for pavement.
Number 1. Load is applied on the sample by a standard plunger of diameter. The answer is D, 50 mm. CBR apparatus consists of a mount of diameter with a base plate on a collar. The answer is D, 150 mm. Number 3. In CBR test, load is applied such that penetration rate is per minute. The answer is D, 7.50 millimeter. CBR value, the answer is C, increase as the penetration remains constant. Number 5, in CBR test, CBR value is measured at C, about 2.5 millimeter.
Construction.